Hey guys, it's Dr.Rey here. Since I launched Dr. 90210, I've had a chance to travel all 7 continents in the world. And constant traveling. Every week I travel somewhere in the world, and I have many clinics in Switzerland, Mexico, Chile, South America, everywhere. And so I'm constantly traveling. So I become, without wanting to, an expert in traveling. I want to talk a little bit about how, not every day, I'm here at the pool to show you that a day like this in traveling is rare. Now that I'm running for president of Brazil, many times I find myself in a little village in the middle of the jungle, no elevators, dirty sheets, dirty carpet on a rundown hotel. That's the norm, okay? Number 1, do not eat ice. The restaurant could be fancy, but the ice comes from outside. The ice almost always has bacteria. Only drink bottled water. Glass is better because, of course, plastic has an estrogen in it. Plastic has, so glass bottles, or if not possible, bottled water. Never drink the local water. Number 3, always carry with you a very cheap, inexpensive antibiotic called Bactrim. It's a sulfonamide and with trimethoprim, and what it does is it attacks a lot of the common bacteria, including E. coli, Escherichia coli, which is the traveler's diarrhea. So always have that in hand. I always carry that in hand, okay? Another idea is talk to a professional, a traveling professional, familiar with that country. They will guide you as well. Be careful with the mosquitoes. A lot of diseases today, including Zika, yellow fever, are carried by mosquitoes, malaria. So take long sleeves, you guys, and carry a bottle, less than 100 ml, so you can pass the airport, of bug repellent, okay? Always wash hands. Perhaps that's the most important thing I can tell you. Wash hands. Did you know that 30% of the world does not wash hands after evacuating the bathroom? I'm not talking about pee. I'm talking number 2. 30% of the world does not wash their hands. And they prepare your food that way. So be careful changing your diet too much, because one of the cool things about traveling is the interesting gastronomical changes. Diet changes. However, they put bizarre spices your body's not used to, you'll be sick. Look, you guys, I could arrive in a hotel 4 a.m. And say I have a meeting at 7. I'd rather go to the gym than sleep. So, unbelievable. I've been a surgeon 28 years. The most important thing is exercise. There is no medication like exercise. That's why in the hospital you see the patients walking up and down the hall. So exercise is very important. Be careful with the sun. Latitudes are different. Maybe you come from Nova Scotia, where the sun is at a brutal angle, never gets very hot. And then you end up in Manaus, where the sun is almost directly overhead. You will get severe burns. Also, guys, consider taking anti-malarials. A lot of countries still have malaria, and that, good luck. You won't. That's impossible, almost impossible to get rid of. And just the medication to get rid of is full of problems. You guys consider your vaccines, because many countries, first world countries, dropped vaccines because vaccines are not without risk. They dropped vaccines that are not significant in the population anymore. For example, polio or yellow fever. So tetanus, for example, some viruses. So I would consider taking that, and of course hepatitis A, which will end your vacation. Also, I want you to consider very seriously, when you are in the markets, it's very tempting to see, well, it's a fruit. Yes, but the knife that cut that fruit was handled by unwashed hands. Do not, in these wonderful markets, do not eat food that's been exposed. Do not eat even fruit unless you peeled it, okay? Unless you peeled it. And then food, better you choose the big companies. Nestle is worldwide. Big companies that are world class, especially American companies that are overseas, where it comes closed, okay? I'd rather you be a little less healthy and not get a terrible infection. Some of these infections actually kill you, so it's not a joke. As a matter of fact, you might want to add to that those vaccines, the diphtheria shot, because you get the runs on vacation, you're done. You could be done. If you get desperate in the middle of nowhere, try honey. You get a cup, put honey on the cut. There's no antibiotic created by God like honey. Okay, so we talked about washing hands. We talked about vaccines. We talked about talking to a professional. We talked about don't change your diet too drastically. Don't eat anything unless it's boiling, unless it's served to your plate, literally boiling. And there are, for example, trichinomas that can survive boiling. So if you're going to eat something prepared in the streets, it better be steaming. Of course, let it cool before you burn your tongue. I talked about continue exercising, continue to be active. I talked about protect yourself against the mosquitoes. I talked about care and taking a little bit of Bactrim, very inexpensive drug that has 2 antibiotics in it, trimethoprim and a sulfonamide, and it will A to Z basically. If you're desperate in the middle of nowhere, don't forget honey, especially Manuka honey. If honey dissolves in the water, it's not honey, it's caramel. So put a little bit of honey in the water, see if it dissolves. Even that caramel will be a good antibiotic, okay? Remember, a lot of these hour changes are inside your mind, like cold. Look how the Arabs dress very heavily in the middle of the desert. Cold and warm is mostly in your head. Forget the time zones. Just live a global life. Like I do, I never suffer from time zones. That's a power suggestion, that's BS. What else? I think that's about it. Don't take stupid chances. The police in these countries will get you. They're looking out many times for Americans as a revenge. And all right, guys, so have a safe trip.